thinking good thoughts, having a good time, sharing good energy with good people in good places, doing good things. All right, the title is what it is. There's a evil manipulative tarot card reader. There is someone that is reading cards that you watch or something like that, who is either concerned, confused, or discouraged about how much you balance yourself out, how well and deeply you go within. This person may even be trying to put out readings that are at like the towards the evening, like right before you go to bed type of energy, so that they can maybe they're even doing dream magic or something like that, or they're trying to intercept your dreams, or this person is basically just trying to take you off balance. But I'm here to let you know what are some of the ways that you can recognize this person. Number one is because they give a flip-flop energy. One day, one minute they're saying this, the next minute they're saying that. They're trying to keep you at the two of swords. I didn't purposely do my hands like that, but there's divine reason for everything. Yeah. This person is weird. Just to be perfectly honest, like this person feels defensive and on guard. So if you're another reader, that's why. Or just the fact of the matter that this reader is tuning in to other readers, and they see these readers as being people that can really guide individuals on their path. This person does nothing more, and their sole purpose is to try to keep people from pursuing what they should, to try to keep people confused about what their path is, trying to keep people connected in these toxic cycles because they don't yet know how to get out of their own toxic cycles. So they feel like, oh, well, if I just keep giving the tea, that may be something this person says. Oh, if I just keep giving the tea, this person may use the name Empress. This person may think they're an Empress, but they're really using spell work. This person is someone who actually does spell work. This person may have even revealed in their readings that they studied the dark arts. This person has probably had a wicked childhood. They feel very alone. They don't have anybody that they can call on in their time of need. They don't have anybody that they can call on in their time of need. So they depend on, yeah, this person is burdened. They depend on their collective. They depend on having people watching their readings and focusing in on what they want, because that helps them feel unburdened. That's what this is. That helps them feel unburdened. That's the only thing they have. But they are burdened, because if they weren't, then they wouldn't be giving out readings that say, oh yeah, this past person is the one that you still have love for, and blah, 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 blah. They're trying to keep you away from your true love, from the one that's bringing this beautiful cup. They have one for themselves, and they let their overflow go out until they had another cup for you. So this person is just really trying to combat your forward movement, but that's not going to work. You heard I said trying without hesitation. They try, but they won't succeed. Yeah. Yeah. This person knows and sees, like this person does readings before they do their readings. So they know that you have this love coming in. So they feel like, oh, okay, well, let me mix up the message. Let me mix up the information. Let me mix up the reading and pull this. This person also, whoever this is, they may go by the name Empress. Okay. Take it how it resonates. This person may actually, what was I about to say there? Oh, there's something there with that. Yeah. Yeah. They see that you're too strong. Like you outweigh whatever it is that they've already, like, even if it's their popularity, they see that your popularity is stronger in the effect of it's true. You are guiding people in the right direction, right? Or even just your, what you may repost other people's readings or something like that. Like you may communicate things to other people about letting go of their past that you've learned from readings of people who are on their divine path. This person is very jealous. And I feel like that's why they don't have anybody. That's why they depend on their collective. Their collective, whoever that watches their readings, that's their everything, because they haven't healed themselves. They have a bunch of people that sit behind a screen or, that come and get spell work done with them and stuff like that they constantly keep in this energy. They are constantly keeping people in this Two of Wands energy. And that's the issue. They keep people thinking that, oh, okay, so this Two of Power probes. They keep people thinking that they're getting a message of their personal power and their boldness and their originality. When in reality, it's like if you healed, if you're not engaging with this reader anymore, then essentially that's what frees you, because they're going to constantly mix the messages. You know, if this person gives out 2, 3, 4, 5 readings a day, they're going to make sure that they always put one in where they mix the messages. They will often mix the energies. Okay, that was a strong download that I got too. They will mix the energies. So where the cards are showing them your new person, they will say it's the past person. If the cards are showing them, like, you can even hear it in their emotions behind what they're reading. Like, they get so sad when, the cards come out and check them. They're always mixing the messages though. But that's what happens. Like, when they realize they can't miss the message, and that the stuff starts coming out back to back to back to back to back, they can't misread the cards, because there may be oracle cards that say exactly what's happening. This person may use the same cards over and over again. And so a lot of their messages often sound the exact same. They may present a lot of information that they have about the dark arts just because they've studied it. Okay. That doesn't mean that they're in tune with the divine. It just means that they're involved in dark arts. Okay. So this person is burdened. Yeah, this person is burdened because they see all of your work. Like, they see all of your work. They see how you're really connected to the cosmos, or that the information that you're getting from other readers is connecting you with the cosmos. And this person is hoping that their popularity means that they're superior. Yeah, that's not an option. You can't, just because you're popular doesn't mean that you're better. Just because you're popular doesn't mean that you're better, right? Someone could be popular for all the wrong reasons. And this one is one of those people. They are popular just specifically because they manipulate the readings and keep people stuck in the toxic cycles. Like, that's just really it. That is it, and that is all. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay. Yeah, this person is apparently in some type of, oh, yeah. The reason this person does this is because they don't really have any forward movement. So they're always being emotional. They're being, very opinionated, speaking on your behalf. So if you find yourself in a reading and you're combating what the reader's saying, like, no, I don't want that person back. No, I don't feel sorry about this. No, I'm not in love with this person anymore. No, I don't feel sad. If you find yourself like that, stop watching that reader. That reader is particularly manipulating the readings and mixing the energy. But listen. Yep. Because they see you as this energy that's actually exuberant and very creative, and or the person that you're watching that's giving you the right messages, they see that person this way. They see that person that you're watching as someone that's exuberant. They want to mask that. They want to try to mirror that energy, but they cannot help themselves because they are a part of this dark energy. They are constantly stopped in their tracks. Listen to how someone sounds. Like, if they laugh, if they talk down about the collective, and harbor on the issues that the collective had in the past, and you're like, that's past, that's over, that's because this person is manipulating the energy. They're perfectly misreading the information to keep you stuck in a toxic cycle, because this person couldn't ever get out of it. Yep. They're working towards having a victory off of you. Like, as long as you remain watching their videos and viewing their stuff, they're going to feel like they're accomplished. Again, it's their popularity that makes them feel accomplished. It's not that they're actually helping. It's the fact that they continue to hold you back with these inappropriate readings, is what I'm hearing. Like, with these mixed messages. That's what they're feeling. They feel like, oh, okay, as long as I can keep this person thinking that their ex is the right person, or, as long as I can mix the message. Yeah, this person is really very jealous of however you're being influenced. That's what I'm getting from this Queen of Wands. This person is really very jealous of how you're being influenced to be creative and exuberant and vibrant. This person is really very jealous of how confident and focused, that you're being encouraged to be confident and focused and have this real zest for life. That's the real thing, because this person doesn't have any. This person may be in and out of the hospital. Those are spiritual attacks that they're not overpowering because they are stuck in a toxic cycle. Okay. They're not giving you the tea. Yeah. Yeah, they're really jealous of this. They're really jealous of this justice energy that you're watching, or that you're communicating with, or that you're in a collective of. They're really jealous of that. They see you. They see you. They may even see that you see them. But they hate how whoever this is encouraging you and influencing you to really bring everything into balance for yourself. They want to keep you in a toxic cycle, thinking that you're in some type of struggle, and that your ex is defeating your new person and stuff like that. Yeah, this is how this person is. That's how this person is. This is what the Queen of Ray Guns. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this person is using their words. Like I said, this swords talk about reason and communication and words and things like that. So this person is trying to influence you to think wrong, influence you to think about negative things, influence you to think that you are even being influenced negatively. And they're trying to hold on to this power, is what I'm understanding. They're trying to, yep, look, they're trying to hold you back from your new beginning doing this. Let me get a different deck here. Let me get this other deck. Yeah, this person may use the name Empress. I can't say that enough. Yeah. They even like they want you thinking. They want you thinking in a certain way. They want you thinking. Whoever this is wants you constantly in a thought process. They don't want you experiencing. They don't want you communicating. They want you to just stay in this thinking mode. That's what their goal is to keep you in this thinking mode. That's how they feel that they have their power. That's how they feel like they, have figured things out. Yeah. That may be also how they're connecting with you too, is in your dream. They may talk a lot about like the dreams they had or something like that. I don't know. I do, but I don't really care. I'm just here to give the message about the fact that you need to, yeah, this person is under judgment too. This person feels very under judgment. Wow. Wow. The reason that this person is under judgment is because they keep distributing, like they keep giving out the message so that you resonate with it. They keep giving out the messages that include the part where like you're superseding, you're more powerful, you're, this and that and this and another. And that's what gives this person their popularity. Remember, again, it's all about their popularity. That's all they care about. They don't actually care about the collective. They care about the collective tuning into them. That's all they care about, is the collective tuning into them. And essentially, where you're at with this is you're actually learning holy secrets. You're actually being instructed how to defeat this and not be seduced by their messages. And that's what they don't like. So they may be coming after other readers that, are purposely there to help you see the difference, help you have that intuition and insight that you need to stop the toxic cycle. But the huge part of it is by not engaging with this reader anymore. Yeah, because this is what they're after. They're looking to destroy you. They're looking to tell you of things to come and, put you into these, like, I don't know, these like unfortunate circumstances. That's their goal every time they reach out and do a reading. They lure you in by saying all these positive things, and they switch it up saying somebody is working against you, and then so on and so forth. Well, I'm not debating whether or not people may be attempting to work against you, but essentially, if you're with the right collective, you're not going to be in the comments arguing at the reader about you're reading that wrong, and no, I'm the this, and that person is the Scorpio, and blah 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 blah. Like that should tell you a lot too. Yeah, they see that you're being instructed in the right way too. That's why they keep going, that's why they keep going after other readers. They may be shadow banning or trying to shadow ban other readers, trying to misrepresent things in a reading so that you feel like the reader that you've connected with that's actually on the up and up. Yeah. Wow. They may talk about familiars a lot in their readings. That may, So they're attempting to steal the influence of other readers by manipulating the readings. And you think you're getting tea, but this person is cold tea. I'm gonna just tell you that it's cold tea. That's what they serving. And I don't know about you, but I don't like the cold tea. Yeah. They may even give you different messages and readings that kind of conclude to you like, oh, okay, that okay, what I'm doing is working, my spiritual baths, or my prayer, and this and that and this and this and other, right? These are all the tactics that they're using to try to keep you engaged. But then they turn around and flip it and say that someone else is having influence, someone else is able to do this, someone else is like, if you are finding yourself in their comments saying, no, I'm not going back to that person. No, the only reason that you're having to debate this is because that reader is manipulating things and they want to keep you trapped in that toxic cycle. Yeah. They want to keep you in this energy of reconciling with friends, of past people. They're saying things like, oh, past, present, and future, and blah, 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 blah. But they're giving dignity and honor to those past people and trying to get you to reconcile, trying to get you to believe in these fake love offers and things like that. That's their only purpose. They don't have any other purpose because, again, the only thing they have is their collective. Whoever this reader is, the only thing they have is the people that watch their videos. That's the only thing they have. They don't have no friends. They don't have no family. They have people that they hang out with maybe sometimes because they give them readings. And so these people that they've been getting readings to, they're already hooked, right? Because they have a physical connection with them. Look, the moon card. Yep. This person is trying to, okay, so this person is trying to keep you illusion so that they can manifest like additional options and opportunities for demonic attachments. Sets demons upon men to destroy them with vices. Again, like I said, this person is purposely putting out readings to make you feel like the past people have some type of dignity, have some type of anything. Like if ever there's someone is, what is the purpose of us leaving those people if we're supposed to go back? We would have never left, right? You left because you needed to. You felt freed when you left these people. Yeah. And they see that the readings that you're tapping into, like if there are readings that constantly promote a good energy for you, they see that like their magic work, their spell work, whatever they're trying to say, they don't want me to say this. They see that wherever this inspiration energy that's giving you this good vibe, that's giving you positive motivation, that's giving you actual things and telling you stuff that's helping you pursue all of the things like good health, financial prosperity, that's connecting you safely with the divine, someone who does not mix their messages, someone who never says, go back to the past person. Oh, forgive them. Oh, this person's coming towards you. You will not hear that in my readings for very specific reason. If they want to come forward, they can come forward so they can get denied. But it's best that they don't. Like that's my opinion for past people. It's best that they find something else to do with their lives. Just like this reader, she's made her whole world revolve around mixing these messages. Yeah, they see you being balanced out though by this energy. There's this energy that's helping to balance you out. So there's an energy that's teaching you about sacred geometry, liberal sciences. Maybe it says makes great noises. Maybe this person's voice is nice and pleasant. It's saying warms water too. So maybe this person is, warms water. I'll have to dig a little bit deeper into that warming water, but they see this person. Oh, okay. So when you get into water and it's cold, it kind of shocks you, right? Well, what this person doesn't like is that the readings that you're getting that are influencing you properly are warm. They warm your heart. They make you feel the good feelings about the positive direction that you're in. Whereas they like to manipulate it and throw it back and forth and say, oh, your ex is, oh, he on you like white on rice. No, they're not. This person is definitely seeing you get this information from elsewhere and they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like that they promote the new person and that they're very clear on the energy that very clear on the energy that's in the past person and the future person. This person mixes the two up. You've probably even watched readings of theirs where you're like, is this person talking about my past person, or are they talking about the new person? Because this sounds like the new person. They will mix those energies purposely. And it's also because they can't see. They don't have that foresight because they're in a demonic energy. Look, this is this person's energy. They mess you up by drowning you, sinking your ships, controlling the seas and the winds. Wow. And it's only if you come to them looking for personal readings and stuff like that that they'll try to give you a little bit of insight. But again, they give you that little bit of tea, you know, just to try. And again, it's cold tea. It's cold tea. You already know that you're moving forward. You already know that you're prosperous. You already know that you defeated your demons. All these other people and their demons are nothing. They're nobody because they're not yours. It doesn't matter. It's not a part of your life. Wow. Yeah, you're receiving this victory by being encouraged to set your own travels, like prepare for this big world takeover is what I'm seeing here. Instantly being able to balance out your emotions. Like they see you having that. They see you receiving that. They're seeing you get the truth about things, about how people are deceiving you, about all of the things that you have coming towards you once you're able to disconnect from that. They see that big time. Yes, they see that big time. Willing to do anything one commands. They see you being in that energy of being able to completely take over and take control over your life. They are watching their collective heavily. They have most of their collective, I will say, trapped at this point because they keep going back and believing anything that this person says. Maybe one or two more. Okay, thank you. So you may have seen this person as what they work hard on is trying to make you believe that they have some knowledge about forthcoming battles. Like, oh, they're about to do this. Oh, they're going to do this and this and that and the other. But they're not telling you. The way you can tell the difference is they're not telling you what to do. They're not telling you what to do to get out of that, right? They're not encouraging you to dispel that, right? Wow. They even are trying to get you to not focus on like digging deeper into what it is that you should be doing to keep you in the right energy. Yeah, it has a lot to do with like the healing work. They're not giving you insight on what the healing work actually is. This person is just flipping the cards and manipulating the energy. They never tell you what to do to get yourself in the right position. They never tell you what you're doing that's getting you in the right position. They're just reading the cards and manipulating the energy. I cannot say it enough. That's all they're doing is reading the cards and manipulating the energy. Oh, these. Okay, let me get this other deck out real quick. Ooh, this person is headed for disaster because of all of their magic-based faith. Wow. Yeah, they want you to be in that toxic cycle of this arranged marriage, the one that was arranged by maybe either an older feminine energy or, you know, whoever that may be. They want you to not understand and know your lover's identity. And they don't want you to know that your person is planning for that connection with you. They want you to stay stuck with this kind of spinster love, the person that keeps holding back from you, the person that's not, you know, doing what they need to do. You need to stop watching this. They see you as someone who's no longer possessed too. So that's why they're working hard on your energy. That's why this is coming out because they know that they're being exiled. Not just maybe they know that you've exiled this spinster lover, right? And that you have this esoteric faith and that you understand when they're sending out these messages about this arranged marriage. Like you're seeing the mixed matching of energy. You're seeing where they're manipulating it. You're seeing that. But they're hoping that you would trust in their divine guidance or whatever they say they're doing, which is not what they're doing. Yeah, in secret, they're just this bystander, this witness, this person who's, you know, they may even bring up things that don't apply to you, not saying that, or they may totally and completely disregard the fact that you may have, you know, your connection they may put a lot of pressure on it being like one-sided. They're trying to identify with things that are not present, you know? Where it's like they'll read the cards backwards. Like if they're talking about a baby mama, baby daddy, and you're the baby mama that's in the upright, they'll make it seem in that reading like you're the baby mama that's in the wrong. And you'll know because the energy is not resonating with you. Yep. This person wants to guide everybody. Like they are just this fanatical faith. They feel like this popularity, again, it's the popularity thing. They feel like this popularity is going to continue to oppress people and that they'll be a part of the same lost civilization that they are. They are so like that gets their gears going. That gets them super excited when they're able to put out a reading that mixes up the messages. Their biggest issue. Wow. But this person may suffer from some type of like mental illness. Well, I mean, clearly, because only a mentally ill person would do that, right? Only a mentally ill person would misuse their potential gifts, right? To get others to be in some type of negative energy. This person, because they're so alone and all they have is their collective is, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong about having a collective, but if you're like me and you're a reader and you're, esoteric and all these other things, you don't want your readers to constantly be engaged with you for over 3 years. 3 years I feel is completely and totally significant amount of time for somebody that really wants to do the work to be able to heal, grow, and evolve into a space where they're no longer needing the readings. That's my purpose. My purpose of the readings is so that you guys don't need a reading ever again. I see people, stating comments saying like, "Oh, I already moved on and I'm married and have a child." So then why are you even engaging with this reader? Yeah, this person may end up taking their own life because they feel so alone. Yeah. They may even I'm hearing doing sexual favors. Like they may even like if they can't be directly in the space, this person may have enough money to fly out other warlocks to engage in smex magic. And they may do this right before they go on camera, right before they do a video, is what I'm getting here. So when you hear that coming up, that's because they betrayed you. They're betraying you to believe that what they're saying is true because they're doing this. Look, promiscuous love right here. Yep. Yep. So this person is engaging in sexual spell work. They might even do it over the phone or like video, like lives with each other, is what I'm hearing. This person is desperately in need of overcoming their own fears, which they can't, right? And they're just using this age of discovery where people have become enlightened and are watching more, tarot card readings, etc., so that they can avoid this public execution. Like if people ever found out, but what I'm hearing and understanding is this person has already expressed to their readers that they know a lot about the dark arts, that they know they studied it. Ooh, they're a part of a cult. They are a part of a cult. They may even be a mentor within this cult because they have access to people through their readings, through their collective readings. Yeah, this person in their teenage years. So let's get more information. So maybe that'll help you if this person has ever spoken about like their childhood to adulthood or whatever. Okay, so they may have had children that were taken away from them. And that's because they were always walking that middle path. They were never, and their biggest focus was material loss. So that's why they lost their children. That's why their children maybe were taken away from them. And then maybe there was an opportunity for them to connect in adulthood, but their children saw who they were. Yeah. If this person's children were raised by their grandparents, their children saw like how to take that power back. Because their children, what I'm understanding here is their children wanted to have a connection with them. They wanted to be in this love relationship, but they realized who this person was. And they also wonder too, like why they were so focused on the poverty trauma if they knew that their religious beliefs and faiths would be what guided them. They feel abandoned. Oh, that's because this reader, whoever this reader is, they were abandoned by everybody that loved them. So this person may have grown up like in and out of foster homes or group homes and things like that. They may have, their poverty trauma is so huge. That's why they rely on their collective tuning in. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. What I'm getting is like they're out there by themselves. That's the reality of it. Like they're out there by themselves. Yep. And they may say that too. I do this. Like they may feel like this is an accomplishment to them. They may feel like this is a complete accomplishment to have so many people. They take part in animal spell work too. They really do. Yeah, they do that to keep their collective imprisoned. Wow. And focusing on maybe they've even worked with like a sibling. Maybe they were contacted by a sibling, either of yours or of your past persons, that's supposed to be like this arranged marriage to keep you, I feel like it's a humiliation ritual that when people try to get you connected with someone. And maybe even this grown up, they may even, again, sometimes these breeders be out here for like years and years and years, and then get their collective on the road of thinking you don't need anybody. I said this in a previous reading. Everybody needs somebody. You can't run the whole restaurant and be the person who invented the stove and be you can't be everything. But this is what this person wants to present, that they're doing it on their own, but they're doing it by ways of spell work. They're helping someone too to look in on you. That's one of their biggest secrets too, is that they help someone to look in on you. Someone that they may say that hasn't gone within. So anytime you go within about something, they look for an opportunity to deceive or betray you, or to believe that you're being deceived or betrayed, or you should already know that you are being deceived or betrayed when they try to force you back into something that you don't want to be in. This person has a lot of issues from their past. Like they never received any love. Because I'm just thinking, like, if their parent got their children, or their children went into foster care, like they have a lot of issues about that. Their children had a lot of issues about that too, is what I'm hearing, because their children wonder why, like, okay, so you doing so well, and you this popular reader, and this and that and the other, and you making all this money, and you got a house, how come you never came back to get us? Because this person is essentially, look, physical or sexual abuse, because this person is still caught up in reliving out all these old cycles, reliving all of this abuse that they encountered. Maybe they were abused by a sibling even. They can't find their way. Like they don't know the way home is what I'm hearing. They don't really know where to go to really feel whole again. They're just too caught up in this this haze of their popularity. This person may work also with Freemasons. That may be a group that they actually are engaged with. They get the list too, is what I just heard. They get the list too. They get the list too. And when they really are feeling overpowered and they want to try to like overwhelm the collective, they'll start speaking about these different demonic entities, different spirits. They'll start bringing up things like from different cultures. Oh, this is the such and such of over in China, and this is the such and such. They're using that animal spell work at that particular time to try to go towards you. But they keep coming into this accident energy. Like that's what's causing them the most trauma, is because they're not doing it the right way. They're not. They're possessive about the love that they're receiving from this collective. They want people to go into this cycle of believing that they never deserve love, or they're good being alone. That may be something that this person preaches. They're good being alone. You got them, collective. That's your friend. They're the companion that you need. But really, they're a part of this cult faith. That may be something they preach all the time. You're fine alone. You're fine alone. No, you're not. If you were, then you wouldn't want love or desire love. But this person has cut off all options for that. Like this person's heart chakra is really tore up, and it's because of that abandonment that they experienced. And the way that they feel any way out of it, like what they do is they talk a lot about money. They still are attached to that materialistic mindset. So they talking about, oh, you got it. You can go here. You can go there. You can buy this. You can buy that. You don't need, that's their energy. They're using this spiritual understanding, this ethical religion, to mask their, and they're focused only on keeping these people as devoted followers of them, of who they appear like. But again, if you are accomplishing things, you're not in and out of the hospital, you're not experiencing trauma with your children or your, the family members that are supposed to still be around you, because I can't say that everyone's children or, family is always supposed to be around them. They're hoping that you don't use that truth and discernment. They are using this whole entire time. It has a lot to do with whoever their mother was to them or wasn't. They're using this period of the age of enlightenment to seem as though to what I'm getting mostly is just to poison your truth and discernment. Again, if these readings go against what you believe and you're finding yourself saying, no, me and my person are coming together. No, it's because this person is using spell work. Wow. They really do suffer from a mental illness. This came out again. They really do suffer from that because they don't feel or have any love in their life. And maybe that's what they're basing like their whole identity on, is like being someone that totally is good on their own and can't find anyone, like, I don't know. They're wanting you to think that you're struggling, but really it's them that's struggling. They want to have this claim to fame off of that. Yes, you can ask a question, whomever that was. Yeah, this person has a mental illness. They don't want you to see that now. There we go. What's your question? This person may really take their own life. Whoever it is in their past, I'm getting its heavy mother energy, like whoever put them up for adoption, whoever, wasn't there for them. Look, and because of all this spell work, because everything's returning to people right now. Like, that's just the reality. All this abuse of power is returning. Ooh, this person may even get on a plane and like end up, wow, end up in this war that they're in a war though. They're in a war with their own collective, which is what seems odd. They're in a war against their own collective. Like, their issue is with seeing the bigger picture. They were engaged in and learned about, I'll get to your question, engaged in the whole spiritual aspect of life so that they could help people defeat it. But that's not what they're doing. They're helping keep people stuck. You asked a question about, let's see, about okay. You asked about, I'll just pull the card. I think you're asking about are good things coming forward for you in the future. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna tell you the first thing. First things first. What do you believe? What do you desire? That's what's coming for you. If you believe that you deserve it, then I would only stay focused on that. Like, I wouldn't even question it. When you start to question what you're going to receive, that's when you give way to other things taking precedence over what you want. Yeah, that's the balance that you should be looking for, is keeping your mindset in the right space. Mission for preferred med school. Okay. You have to be cautious, though, about what you're focusing on mentally. If you're focusing on being successful and taking on this journey, like, you're already there. The fact that you're in med school, yes, you'll move forward in it. But if you start to take yourself into partying too much or hanging out or just not believing in yourself, then you'll get that result. So there's some stinking thinking that is what you need to focus on. You have the keys to your opportunity. Like, that opportunity exists for you. It's about whether or not you're going to stay in the right mindset and frame of mind to really accomplish this. Yeah, there aren't any obstacles except for that, is what I'm getting here, because this is mountains and obstacles in reverse. There are no obstacles that stand between you and accomplishing this and having lots of opportunities, is what I just heard. A key that can open many doors, because there's this like this universe kind of, the celestial thing. There's a lot of opportunities. The only thing that stands in your way is that the stinking thinking, is the second guessing yourself, is the doubting. That's the only thing that I see there. Let's see. I'll take a few more for you and see what else comes out. So just stop. You're in union with it already. You just have to balance out that chaotic thinking, that stinking thinking, the things that, take your mind this way or that way. Maybe focus on, if you're not super organized and like keep a tidy place, maybe that's something. Staying away from people who are always partying is one thing that I keep hearing. Maybe there's even like a physical relationship that kind of gets in the way. Maybe making yourself available for somebody who shouldn't. Like I get it, we're all human, but sometimes those, again, I had a client who could not pass their nursing exam, and their boyfriend passed their nursing exam. And it was just taking them so many tries. And I kept telling her the reading was saying she needed to let him go. But she was like, oh, well, I feel like he's the one for me and this and that and the other. Well, let him go and see if that's really the case. But essentially, like, you have the capability to do it mentally. There's just an emotional blockage with feeling like you need to engage either physically by hanging out with people, or people that are like, maybe someone got higher test scores, maybe there's something about the people around you. Even like, I'm not saying you have to become a hermit, but you can find better things to do with your time is what I'm hearing here. One or two more. Yep. Once you let go of whatever those attachments are, whether it's friends who like to hang out and be promiscuous, or if there's somebody that you're seeing, that you have a situationship with or something like that, once you let go of that, this will resurrect, because this is the resurrection card. That will resurrect for you all of that I can do attitude too. Maybe even changing your eating habits. I know that can be difficult too when you're in school because you're so busy, but maybe that's something too that, like, traditionally people gain 20 pounds when they start college, right? So that may be something you'll want to focus on too, like changing up your snacks to make sure that they're all healthy and different things like that. But that's what's here. That will pull you back into that mode of being very happy and solid on what you're thinking. Okay. And if this is something that you're encouraged to do by your family members and stuff like that too, because it's been a tradition, let go of whatever it is that they're talking about. Okay. They had their own doubts as well. They had their own doubts. They had their own concerns, et cetera, about themselves when they were going through this. But your presence here is to not get distracted. There's something about the people around you. So maybe only focus on being in study groups. Like when you get together with people, let it only be study groups. Maybe limit how many social interactions, because I know they can sometimes have a lot of big things going on campus. Only go to the really big things. Only go to the really big things, like the smaller parties and get-togethers and fraternities and stuff like that. Hold yourself accountable in that way. That's what's going to give you more of that strength to really blossom mentally, because it's the people around you. I feel like you can. You've already engaged in the process of going to medical school. Yeah. So it's about you creating that new environment for yourself, a more healthy environment. So again, eating fruits and vegetables a lot when you snack, not hanging out with people, stopping if you have a situationship, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe, that takes up too much of your time, being available to somebody like that. So I hope that's helpful. Yep, that will definitely bring you a lot of joy too. It may not seem like it initially, but you'll find better things to do with your time that will really transform you. Okay, you'll have that change. You'll come, you're meant to come out of your cocoon when you're ready to be a butterfly, right? So that's when you should be focused on all those other things, the parties, the celebrations, finding someone, etc. Okay, I think I'll take a few more here about what else this wrong tarot card reader is trying to do. Basically, they're trying to keep you from believing that you're the privileged lady or man who's supposed to be in this courtship. They want to keep you confused about that. They want to keep you thinking that in some way, shape, or form that you're better off alone. That may be something that they preach as well. You fine being single. That may be something they say. You're fine being single. Yep. And as soon as you make that effort to cut this reader out, that's when your person comes in, or that's when you can actually get in the right energy to make the move towards your new person, is what I'm understanding. Yeah, this reader is nothing but a thief. This person, look, this person is nothing but a thief. They want to steal from the people that are there with them. This is a message too. That's all this person has known to do since they were younger, because that's a younger person. That's the thief. This is how they learned how to have any success with themselves in life, is by feeding off the energy of other people. Again, it's that popularity. Anything else here for the collective regarding this reader? Yep. Yep. Your pathway that you're on is towards this gift. They want to deter you from that. Yep. They're a false person. This is a false person that's standing behind your gift, though. Yep. Your pathway is to a courtship. Oh, and the lovers. Yeah. And that's where your thoughts need to be, is on keeping this in alignment. Anybody saying anything about your exes coming back, you know, and that maybe you got some unfinished business or should be on a journey with this past person, you know, the train that already left the station kind of thing. Yeah, that's an attempt to keep you away from this great fortune and having and making this change. Okay? That's ultimately their goal, is to imprison you. They're a rat. They come off like they're giving you this tea and this information, right? But they're a tricky rat. They're still attached to that poverty mindset. And they feel like being in this place of this position of popularity is what makes them the official person. Wow, that's interesting. But you heard it from me. Wow. This person is like a faithful servant to this cult that they're in. Whoever this reader is, they are a faithful servant. Yeah, you're supposed to be exploring the mysteries of life and having this major change and standing in your personal power. You are responsibly able to achieve and receive success. And you've become a person of power and status as a result of it. So don't let this person, you know, misconstrue you, you know? Yeah, don't let this person get your feelings going about any attitudes from the past or about the past or whatever. Use your intuition and responsibly succeed by letting go of whoever this karmic reader is, because this person is wicked. Yep. Focusing only on your ideas, your short-term thinking and trips, things you have planned for the immediate moment, which I'm getting is over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Short-term thinking and trips. What is around you. Yep. Because those past people aren't around you. So that should be a clear indication too. They may not even be focused on you. They may be so caught up in their turmoil, but her goal is to keep you trapped. Her or his goal is to keep you trapped. Yep. This is the method that you need to take to have that healing power, to analyze the result that you want to have by perfecting your own stability of mind. You will not be imprisoned. Wow. Yeah, for humanity's sake. It's like your hopes and wishes. You're doing it for your future goals. So why should the past ever be a priority? Why should the past ever be something that is taking power over you? It's not. That's why it's in the past. Yeah. Wow. It's saying to really experiment with what you've discovered as well. And that will result in you remaining in your eccentric, remaining in that, you know, in the chosen realm is what I'm understanding. Yeah. And have faith that, you know, walking away from this reader or not watching their readings anymore and everything like that, that have faith and don't worry about like missing out on what somebody's doing behind your back or missing out on knowing what they're up to. Now's the time to just stay in your north node and focused on that. This person may heavily focus on signs too. And they may mention north node and things like that, but they don't really know how to use the north node. They just say you're fully in your north node. They don't really know that. Yeah, they don't have that personal power. They haven't experienced or understand. They don't understand the mysteries of life and how you're creating these major changes and how you're being influenced. So that's the whole point, is to stop it. Yeah, that they have these hidden tendencies. When your faith gets great, they have these hidden tendencies to work with these large institutions to create overwhelming events. I cannot make it up. It already came out in the other card that they work with the cult. Look, stir up the situation by using you and their readings, by mixing up the energies in the readings so that you'll be open to new ideas about the old people, that you'll invent a way to take these old people back, when really your focus is on inventing a way to do whatever is next. And what's next is not the old stuff. One or two more, please, and I'll close it out. Thank you so much. Yep, your goals, day-to-day reality. Use the most business-like way. If you had an employee that was constantly lying and manipulating circumstances, situations, and messages, and who was changing up the memos or mixing, like someone who gets the memo, everybody gets the memo, and then they go tell everybody, no, that's supposed to happen. We're all supposed to work overtime on Saturday. You would fire that person. You know what I mean? Or at least put them on, they're giving out misinformation and they know what they're doing. So fire that Bia. Wow. And do it in a big way is what I'm seeing here too. Like, do it as if it came from all that there is, because it does. Because that's the law. The law is to diminish the existence of anybody that stands in your way. Do it in a big way. That's going to bring you a lot more success too. And then you won't have any anxiety or trouble, because this is the only thing that's standing in the way. This reader is a part of your South Node. Okay. I hope that this has been helpful, insightful in some way, shape, or form. And do this with the trust of a child. Think about all the fun and romance and the ways that you can creatively make things in your life, and do it dramatically. I love that. All right. I hope that this has been helpful, insightful in some way, shape, or form. See the big picture of this. Okay, collective. There's a bigger picture beyond, temporary means that are literally just being used to thwart your forward process. I hope that this has been helpful, insightful in some way, shape, or form, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.